went by the Savage Brothers. We grew up in a very organized, section of South End of Boston. I'm on call 24/7. Running around, started making noise, just doing what I gotta do. You're not sleeping right. That's not fun, bro. Freedom is key. My pops always used to stress that. Nothing is more important than your freedom. Nothing you can do. You don't have freedom to go see a girl you wanna see. You don't know if you're gonna die. You breathing funny.
You got a moment when they see you down, there's no they love it.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Bounce Back Podcast. I'm your host, B. Luke. I got a special guest with me today, so why don't you tell the people your name, where you're from, and a little bit about yourself, bro?
Yeah, it's Bugsy H. .9 the Emperor. Coming from South End. Just appreciate you having me here.
Absolutely.
Honored to be here and talk, give a little, get back for the community and all the right things, man.
Absolutely. So why don't you tell the people a little bit about what you've been up to these days, man? What you got going on for the people, bro?
All right, man. I've been doing a lot. Me and my brother S18. He was on the show Bronze. That's my brother.
Salute.
Big shout out to him. We've been just getting this Atris thing together. We have a little conglomerate of different artists. It's called Atris Entertainment. And shout outs to Zay, nonchalantly Zay. He's the front line. He's the younger kid in the group. And we're just telling our lives, being truthful, spitting positivity, sometimes in a negative form, but, giving you all the proper nutrients and vitamins that kids need,
Absolutely.
That's why we're here.
So why don't you break it down? Is it like a record label thing, a group? Like
we call it a conglomerate because we got many different factors of it, sectors of it. We got producers around the globe. Shout outs to Kessie, my man from France. We got people in the media that help us. Different artists of all different forms of fashion. Rappers. We primarily are just him, Bronze, me, and Zay for the rappers, but we're always looking for, talent and people who got stuff to contribute and add to what we got, already. That's basically what we're doing, man.
Absolutely. So talk about like what the formation of it, right? Like what was your why behind it? Why did you want to do
the start of it?
Yeah.
Wow. So that goes back to, that definitely goes back to South End. Rest in peace, my brother Cage. We was a duo. We used to go by, I don't know if you ever seen the movie Mystic River. Remember the Savage Brothers? Sean Penn and the nut, the nutso with him. And so we decided to go with that route. So we ended up, because the way we looked at it was like, we grew up in a very organized, section of South End of Boston, and you don't really see in hip hop, you don't really see that element. It's rapped about, but it's not really represented. And we looked at that movie, Mystic River, the way they represented, so we figured it would be dope to kind of, go off of that and show that light of inner cities, because you don't always see that. So we went by the Savage Brothers. He went by Cage. I went by Bugsy Hydro at the time, and we just started making noise. We were doing a lot of hardcore hip hop, and that's basically how it all spun off.
So how does it evolve from the duo into the conglomerate that you have now?
So we to be honest with you, I never wanted to rap alone. Cage was always nicer to me. He was always I would say the one that had a little more of a light flicker than I did. And I give him that praise because he was the best in my neighborhood. But we definitely wanted to be a duo, to go by the Savage Brothers. And we bumped into this kid who was a little younger than us. His name was O. He was from OP, so we just called him O for short. And he rapped too. He was really, nasty. And we were kids at the time, like, 13, 14, probably no older than 14. And then he was like 12 or something. So we're like, let's just make it a group kind of thing. So us three, we went by History Repeats Itself, HRIS. It's an acronym. So that we kind of took that and rolled with it. And we formed what was called, that was the very beginning of what Atris was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, that was how long ago now, looking back?
That was like 99.
Okay.
2000, yeah.
So
or
I
even
mean,
98 to 2000, around there.
so you've been in it for a lifetime. Some,
Yeah.
certain people haven't even been alive that long, man.
Absolutely,
So
bro.
talk about like what's been some of the your highlights throughout the years or your favorite parts.
Highlights in life, or in the sense of the music?
Yeah, as far as the music. Yep.
A lot, man. When we were kids, before everything and anything really ever kind of spiraled into anything, it was we were from the era where it was like, oh, we got to rap, you got to get a business card. Like in the Temptations when they met Barry Gordy in the bathroom and they got the business card. That's how it was. I remember the first rapper I ever rapped for, I always tell the story, was Twice Style from Made Men.
Okay.
So I was with Cage, we were drunk as shit, mad underage, and we had the champagne, we were drinking rosé.
Wow.
And I seen him in a 500 in the Benz. I'm like, yo, what up, man? Made Man, Twice Style, what up? So he was cool as shit. He was like, yo, what you got? Cage was too drunk to rap. So I rapped. I was probably like 14, maybe. 14, 15. And I rapped for him, and he gave me his business card, and he said, yeah, call me, man. We'll make something happen. And of course, I called him a few times, never panned out to nothing. But back then, that was like a big thing to get a card. So even though I ventured to work with Project Pat, Keith Murray, I did record deals, a lot of things that I always, in my mind, go back to the times like that where that was like such a powerful thing, rapping for Foxy Brown. Same thing, I was with Cage, we was in Times Square, I rapped for Rakim, bro. Like that was, I would say for me, rapping for Rakim probably outweighs anything, bro. That was crazy. Yeah.
So talk about why that one stands out so much more. Were you just a big Rakim fan?
I mean, yeah, of course. Like Rakim is, Big Punisher was probably my GOAT. And I read, I think one of the reasons why Punisher went with that name was from the song Rakim had called The Punisher. I mean, he's everybody's favorite rapper, really. From Nas, you could hear the elements. And I was working at North Face at the time, and I'm helping this guy, and he's like, yo, I need you, I'll never forget, he's like, yo, I need you to help me find something for a rapper. And I'm like, all right, cool. Put this on. I literally ended up getting the clothes for Rakim.
Right.
And I'm like, what's this? He's like, oh, I manage Rakim. And he gave me his card. He said, I didn't even tell him I rap or nothing.
Right.
Come down, he had a book signing with, where was it? It was in Mass Ave at the church in Harvard. So he's like, yo, come by tonight. Rakim's doing the book signing and doing the press run or whatever. So I went there, I saw the whole thing. And then when I was done, he was like talking to the crowd. So I just I rushed him and I just started rapping, bro. And I could tell in his face he thought I was nice. But his manager, Matt, was like, hey, Bugsy, nice seeing you. Like, he's trying to usher me out of there. But that was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
Absolutely.
That was nuts, bro.
That's fire, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to Matt. That's Rakim's manager.
Matt, that's
Yeah, still got his number, man. He's a good dude. I just, with situations like Rakim, you just got to make sure business is right.
Absolutely.
And I gotta elevate a lot more before I think of even approaching anything like that. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. Legend in the game for sure.
Absolutely.
So that seems like a great moment, man. So what about some of the lower moments in the game, man? Any bad experiences as far as being in the game? And I guess talk about what that bad experience was and if you were or how you were able to like overcome it.
That's a good question. Unfortunately, I've had far more bad parts of the game, in the underground sense than anything else. I don't want to put names or artists out there, but I've definitely worked with bad PR and got the the shitty end of the stick from that and dealing with bad business from that and just a lot of things, man. Once I got to work with shouts to Apple Dizzle, I got to work with a label which was my first label deal a couple years back in Netherlands, which I was out there last May. I was doing some business out there, but unfortunately, I mean, he was cool and the label was cool, but I don't know. There's something about when you do a deal and you sign something over and your body, your work is insureds. Like, I never put out albums. Like, if you look at it, my catalog, everything says Atris Entertainment. Everything. So even to look at an album where you're getting paid, you're getting bread, you're getting compensated financially, you know, things are working in your favor. But when you see that Atris Entertainment not there, it's a scary thing, bro.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at things and you're like, wow, I don't own that. Those aren't my masters.
Right.
I don't own that. I can't put out anything, you know, specific I want to do. I can't do anything, really. I'm getting paid. You know, it's good. So I always encourage up and coming rappers to always be mindful of things like that. It's always good to do deals, whether it's major or in my situation, but you got to make sure the business is always right, because they're just like a major's looking to take advantage of you. There's independent labels that are not on a corporate structure that'll definitely gladly take advantage of you if your business ain't right or your brand is not where it needs to be and shit like that. So you got to be careful.
So I feel like, you know, with any kind of art too, I feel like it starts off as a passion, right? And you had just mentioned, you said the word a couple times, few times, business. At what point does it go from just being like a passion, a hobby, or something that you did for the love of it, into trying to turn it into a business?
Right, that's a good question. So the reason why Cage left it originally was because we was being hotheads at the time, and we were focused more on things in the street than making it a career or focusing on any type of business in the sense of the money. So we kind of left it alone for a while, you know what I mean? And they always say if it's meant for you, if it's real love, it'll come back.
Right.
So I kind of let it find me, and I went on a crazy run, you know, after Cage died around 2000 and I'd say 15 to like 17. I put out like 20 mixtapes or something like that. The numbers are out there somewhere. But that's when I went on my second run like crazy. And you know, in that time of officially dropping, I believe it was Jenny Fleck was in 2016. That was my first debut. Like, so the world knows me more on an independent standpoint from Jenny Fleck than like the underground mixtapes and stuff like that. So that had Keith Murray, Project Pat, Nature. It was a well representation. But at the same token, you learn from that. Because I'm thinking like, oh, this is gonna go. I got Project Pat from 3-6, like, and it didn't go. It didn't fly the way I needed it to.
Wow.
I've done many projects. I mean, shouts to Project Pat. That's my dude. I've done many projects since then, like, which exceeded spectacular heights. S18, I always tell S18, Bronx, we was on Premiere. We was on Soul Assassins. No feature credit. Just him and me, rocking, Mike back and forth. Like, that's why I always tell him, like, it's crazy, man. Because anytime I've ever been on any type of like Shade 4-5 thing, it's because, you know, they see Keith Murray, or I had a joint with SD Knack, I think was on their Terminology, you know, different people, and shout outs to them. But Bronze was basically showing me like we could do this even just rocking me and you. So I learned a lot from that, and that definitely helped me take, you know, honing our own stuff to like realize, you know, where we could take it if we want.
Absolutely. So when you say no feature credit, so I mean, I guess break that down for me. What you were on? What a Premiere thing or like a Gangstar thing?
No.
Like,
I'm talking about Premiere showed love on a
okay.
right online on the show, whatever.
Okay,
you know, getting a spin, but Premiere's like the GOAT.
So I mean, I guess talk about that. That's got to be, you know, a sign to tell you keep going when you get something
right.
like
Well,
Cream.
that's what it is. I mean, I woke up one day, I see my face on a mural in Germany, in Ingolstadt, Germany, bro. I'm seeing, you know, I did my first record I did was called Sabato, which is with the vinyl. And I got kids hitting me in Japan like, hey, when did you come to Japan? I'm like, bro, I never been to Japan.
Wow.
Well, you signed it and it's in the record shop. I'm like, somebody resold it. So I was checking the resales, $75, $90. So yeah, that's when we really focus on like the physical, you know, the physical product is gonna, you know, put food in my kid's belly. It's gonna put the lights on. It's gonna keep the rent going. It's gonna help everybody. So you gotta focus on the physical. And I know people are caught up in like trying to be Drake and Spotify and that type of stuff. And it could be a beautiful thing, but I mean, I'll be the first to tell you. I did my first international feature was in Finland. It rocked like 30,000. Me and Wolf, shout out to my man from Rhode Island, our shit rocked like 30, 35. There's no money in that. There's no money in that. Now imagine if even the 30, 35,000 was a record at $50. Do the math, bro.
Yeah.
At 100, when I sold Travis County, 100 at 100's 10,000.
Yeah.
So what's 30,000? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to start thinking about those things. And that's what I always tell rappers that's on the come up is save your money. It ain't about, too many rappers are waiting for Jay-Z to fall from the sky and sign them. And it's like, that's, I mean, I've been there. I was one of them rappers waiting for RZA to come down from the clouds and
Absolutely.
you got to get it, man. You got to go and get it.
Yeah, you're right too. Like mentioning like the physical copies and stuff like that, and like digitally, it takes like millions
bro.
to even make anything. Like, not for nothing, I got like across multiple platforms, like millions of views on. And trust me, I'm gonna be going back to work soon. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of work that comes with it. But you being around since the days before like the digital age to where it's at now. I mean, I'm outside looking in. I could see how it's changed. But like, what's your perspective been from the inside of like the game changing from like, you know what I mean, physical copies to, you know, Napster, MP3 to now, like you're saying, Spotify, Pandora, and I guess some of the, you know, maybe you touched on maybe the downside about it, but what are some of the benefits of that, or what you've seen from the inside of it? Because maybe it's not all it's cracked up to be, like you said.
I mean, to be honest with you, as much as artists we complain about Spotify and things like that, I feel like we're at such a pivotal moment as artists, especially now, because see now Spotify, or let's not even say Spotify, let's just say the distribution companies, they're getting nervous now because artists they're not going for the pennies no more. So basically, what I'm basically telling you is we're at a point now where we are directly involved with the consumer. When you had a major label, it was good, right? I mean, it wasn't good for the sense of the business fully, but they put you in front of the audience to be like, all right, now at least you got screwed over your deal, but now at least 10 million people know who you are, right? So now at least you have the internet, we got YouTube, you got all these different things that's like, I feel like the perfect time right now to connect with your audience. It just involves your business, how you invest. So, you know, and that's another thing too, you can't blame it on other things. I used to be like, oh man, this is because of this, or that's because of that. No, it's not. It's because I didn't fully invest the way I needed to invest in myself. You got people like Drake and Cardi B spending millions of dollars to be on the radio. They don't get paid, they don't get spins for free. Their management is paying. So what makes us any different? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So also I'd like to touch on a little bit about keeping it digital and all that is the visual side of it, right? YouTube, like back in the day, you had to be super mainstream, and even a bunch of those guys didn't have every video on BET, MTV, or whatever it is. But now with like YouTube and stuff like that, I think what's his name came up kind of through there, Justin Bieber. I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of people who came up like through YouTube. So I guess talk a little bit about how that's been able to change the game, especially as far as like like maybe music videos too for like independent artists and what you've seen with that. Like it seems like it's less of a gatekeeping thing and it's more so like open to like you're gonna get it out there, you know, the people gonna mess with it or not. But obviously too, a lot comes into the algorithms and stuff too, and I feel like they're starting to mess with that with like views and bots and stuff like that. But I feel like originally the YouTube was very like an organic way to build an audience. But I guess like what's your point? What's your outlook on that? Like as far as the videos and YouTube and even just like all the behind the scenes stuff you can do
Absolutely.
too,
So it's funny you said that because the first video I ever did, first real single I ever put out, it was called Careful You Battle Rap. The real fans know that one from mine. And it was one of those joints where I produced it on acid. I got the sample from the Goodwill, the outlet Goodwill. I'm not even talking about the $5.99. I'm talking about the one where you go and there's barrels and there's bed bugs and crazy shit in there. But I got this. It was a meditation album. So I was smoking one night. I'm listening to this. I'm like, it just reminded me of like opening like a Sprite commercial. And it's like, you like take a sip. You're like, it's that refreshing shit.
Yeah.
So if you listen to Careful You Battle Rap, by the time I was done producing the actual what was the beat, I already had the chorus in my head. I was shooting a video in my mind. So that is what actually got me to Project Pat.
Wow.
Because when I did that video, this was back in the Facebook days and Instagram where you could flood them. Yo, check this, check. You just letting blogs, everything. That shit was going crazy. And I didn't know I sent it to Project Pat's manager. So he's like, oh, that's dope. He's like, who did that? I'm like, that's me. You rapping and produce? Yeah, I produced that. So he was mentioning something about Pat or Project Pat. He said, yo, I'm gonna pass this along. Yo, I'm gonna have him hit you up. I'm like, all right. So sent it to him, gave him my math. Project Pat calls me the next day. Yeah, the rest was history, bro. We did 2 records. He was on Jenny Fleck. And that was a good look for South End because at the time, you know, especially with Keith Murray and working with certain levels of, you know, statures of the industry, South End, we really didn't have that. We didn't have that to say. So that's why in the song I was like North Memphis, South End, because like South End, we needed that. As a neighborhood, we needed that to give us something to be like, nah, we could do it too. We could walk with the big dogs too, you know. So yeah, entirely I did that for South End for sure.
Okay, so what's what's next? What are some of the things you're looking forward to in the future as far as the music? What are some things you're working on? You got any video shows, anything like that?
Yeah, bro, I got so I got a lot. I got a lot going on. Travis County 4's Travis County is a series I do. So Sabato is one of the series I continued. And a lot of crazy merch, you know, couple more deals coming through with the records, vinyls. I'm gonna have a glass coming. I just dropped the action figure and it's almost sold out.
Oh shit.
It's my action figure. Shout outs to Walking Dead, that's my man.
Oh, that's ill.
Yeah, so that was I sold it for $88.09 because I go by 88.9 pharmacists. So it's only right. It's all handmade. I tell everyone who bought it, you know, who bought one, I sign them, don't open it because the resale is going to be crazy, especially when I die.
Yeah.
When I die, like that's when you're going to start seeing the appraisal jump from everything. If my resale, and I'm not trying to boast, I'm just saying, if I was alive within a year and my resale was $75 to $90 that I was selling for 40, you know, you got to think when you die, you got to look at the appraisal, what's going to cost. You know what I'm saying?
So we had touched on a little bit too how like always like the views and the streams don't always translate into like monetary gain. Is that part of the reason why you would start to do like the merch and the action figures and that type of stuff? Was like you said, you build the following. You know, you give the music for free a lot of times. You know, like this YouTube. No, you don't got to pay for it. I'm giving it for free or whatever.
Right.
So is that part of it? Like, okay, you build the audience. You're giving the stuff, you know, for free. Generally, the music, but then now we can make a comeback that people want to support with the merch and the action figures, or was that something you always had a passion for, a little bit of both?
Yeah, I mean, I'm first and foremost, I consider myself an artist. So I'm not just like a rapper. I mean, I'm not a rapper at all. I create art, whether it's via rap, whether it's poetry, whether it's production, whether it's doing stand-up, like whatever it is. I do painting. I paint with my son. I do mosaics. I do all sorts of stuff. So for me, I mean, the best way you could look at it is like, when you look at something like, I guess you could look at something like, if you look at a brand like Coca-Cola, right? So when you look at a brand like Coca-Cola, of course they're looking at a corporate senses. We want these people in the business suits. When they're going to eat $100 meal, they're gonna have a Coca-Cola with the ice and this and that. But they're also thinking about the fiend on the corner or the panhandler. They want him to get a Coca-Cola too.
Right, yeah.
So I'm using that to say the same theory or analogy is like streaming, and some people can't afford to buy my music, and that's fine.
Right.
You don't have to buy a vinyl. You could share it on Instagram.
Yeah.
You could, I'm gonna go to my job tomorrow and tell people about you. Like this, the people that hit me up
helps,
like,
man.
hey, I can't buy this vinyl. I got shit going on with my kid. Yo, let me put it on my story. Bro, those are the ones are just as important as the people that buy the vinyl.
Yeah.
Because they're still getting the word out.
Absolutely.
So it's the same thing. If you're homeless and you don't got a home, but you got a phone and you on your Wi-Fi shit, go to the library and stream my shit.
Yeah.
Go to 7-Eleven. I mean, I don't know if 7-Eleven. I mean, go to the mall. Go to Macy's. You know what I mean? Like, just wait downstairs and get busy. Like, so that's the way I see it. Is like, my music's for everybody.
Absolutely. So I mean, I look at it too as in a similar way. Like, try to appreciate those who are sharing it, who are buying it, and not worry too much on the people who are not. You might drive yourself crazy. Like, what would you say to somebody maybe struggling with that, as far as like, whatever it may be, whether it's music or any content, really, like, I try to get my peoples to share it, and you know what I mean? Some people, I feel like, take it personal when like their friends or family members are not sharing. Yep. I mean, I don't know, do you have any advice on that? Because I try to say not to, don't take it personal, and to just appreciate those who are, instead of like worrying about those who aren't. I don't know.
Right.
What's your idea on?
Right. Well, not to cut you, or take it extremely personal, but don't let your emotion succumb what's going on. So, for instance, there's a reason why my mural's in Germany, but not in Boston. Let's think about that for a minute. I had to really pack my stuff the same way Guru put his shit in a van and went to Brooklyn. I did that in a different kind of way.
Yeah.
I didn't leave Boston, but my branding left Boston. I'm all about Boston. I'm always gonna be Boston. I'm always gonna be South End till the day I die. But, when you see kids who were your boys in high school, or kids you grew up with, and you see them not supporting, it is a spit in the face. And you should take it personal. I'm telling all the kids, take it personal. Just don't let your emotion get the best of you to the point where like, oh man, I thought he was my man. Yeah, he did not support you. So what are you gonna do about it? There was a line that I said, I'm not big enough to where I could lay in the long grass, but big enough to hit my ex. I'll see the response fast. You get where I'm going? So it's like, for me, I got to a point where even the people that still ain't supporting me, they're watching. Right. So that's, even to watch me is a beautiful thing. Yeah. Because you got your own life. So even though you're not buying my music, you're not listening to my music, you're not supporting my music, I'm still a part of your world. Or I should say, you're part of my world now. Right. And it's kind of a creepy thing, but it's a beautiful thing too.
Absolutely. Hey, if they're watching, that's
stories.
That's support, because
my stories will be jumping. But the same story, if you equivalent the post, it'll have 100 likes.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
I get it. No, I remember having this discussion with my boy, and he was kind of telling me, don't take it personal. It's just, he said, I want people to go on my page, like him telling me, like on his page, and realize it's him, and not have to see fucking 12 things of B. Luke first and not even know who the actual person is. I was like, yeah, I get that. I don't take it personally. I didn't even really ask him. He was just kind of volunteered the info, like, oh, don't take it. I would want to share more, but I'm like, bro, I'm not even worried about it, man. I just appreciate. I appreciate the love. I appreciate if you
the hate
watch,
too.
even if you just hit that like button. It's all support in a different way, and it's all appreciated, and it's all necessary too. The hate, you know what I mean?
Appreciate the hate. Listen to me. Hate is a form of love too. It's a wicked sense of love, but it's a form of love.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a strong emotion.
The devil was an angel once, so you got to look at these type of things where it's like, all right, cool. I've heard the sideways shit, you know, about my shit, and I've seen people. You just gotta focus on yourself as much as you can.
That's it.
Focus on the positive. What's going on when you around people? The best advice I can give for everyone: if you're around people and all they're doing is talking about other people, but they've never done anything, they're not investing in anything, they just want to talk about rap and rappers, stay away from them.
Yeah.
Those dudes will never do nothing in life.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Everybody got some opinions. I was looking at somebody telling me how I should edit this, edit that, and I go to their YouTube channel and there's not one video.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, whatever.
It can't move from what you're doing. That's how it is, bro.
But this is what it is, man. So, what's your favorite part about the music part? Is it writing, recording? Is it getting on the stage, shooting a video? What's your favorite part and why?
That's a beautiful question. It's not getting on the stage. I'm gonna be honest with you. I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm the worst at. My performance etiquette is great. My mannerisms in the sense of how my approach, my look, what I'm wearing, the way I hold the mic, the way I walk. It's not that. I just can't remember rhymes to save my life, bro. I can't, bro. I'm horrible at that. But it's for me. It's funny. I think it's two things. It's the actual writing of it and getting that out of the way, and it's the actual recording of it. Because when you're actually recording, when people say music is timeless, it really is timeless. Like you're lost in this weird ratio of time, and you feel certain, like a high off of that, as opposed to when the record's done and you bumping it and you really love it. You're like, oh, this one's dope, this one's fire. But it's something about actually creating it while it's happening. So definitely the writing aspect and the recording in the actual time of recording, not just like after it's done, because I feel like that high is a little bit, it's wearing off a little bit by the time it's done. For me,
so like stepping in the booth, you got the headphones on, you got the engineer, that whole being in there.
That whole thing for me, yep.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, what about it? Is it just the being locked in and know that you're physically in the moment creating?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
put something down that's gonna be there?
Right, because I mean, when the music's out there, it's out there. But when you're creating it, you have so much power. Because like I can't tell you how many times I wrote songs. I always do this, by the way. I'm gonna give you a cheat sheet. When I write songs, I really got to get back to this. I kind of fell back on this a little bit. When I write songs, this goes back to even when I used to chicken scratch. I would write a song, even till this day I still do it a good amount of times. Whatever I wrote or whatever was intended for the actual song is never how it ends up. Never. Why? I mean, I change things because I add a little part here, so this part gets changed. The whole last 2 bars are different. The way I see, you know what I mean? So for me, it's dope. It's like, this is not the way I'm intended it. I know that going into it. It's gonna change, and then that's you see the power, and you feel the power from that. So it's a beautiful thing, man. Absolutely, it's a beautiful thing, bro.
So let's bring it back a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about like growing up in the South End, bro. This is YouTube. People can watch from all over the world. So I guess break it down, for the people who may not know what South End is, and like I guess how it was growing up in the South End of Boston.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. So I grew up in a very very cinematic section of the city. Very reputable globally. I grew up on Sherwood Ave, I can't delve too far into everything about my neighborhood or my street, but I will tell you it was very organized, it was very respected, it still is very respected. I grew up on the 290th section of Sharman Ave, which me and my friends growing up, we used to call that the nutshell. It was in between two warring gangs. But my street, my part of the street was very safe for obvious reasons. So yeah, it was man, South End was the best. I mean, I'll be the first to tell you in the sense of the fashion, in the city, we set trends, man. South End was the ones, you know, throwing on lamb's wool and wearing all sorts of different, you know, reptiles and shit, crazy shit, bro. Different types of animals, crazy different, like fur and leather, like shark leather, you know, crazy stuff. So South End was very famous for that. It was very violent when I grew up in the surrounding sections around me, but my street, my section of the street was like a sanctuary. Like nothing went down there, nothing, like nothing, bro. So I was very lucky to have learned from those people and soaked in, you know, so when I walk and I talk, I am South End. You know, that's why my name is Coast King of South End. I hold that on my shoulders, bro. And yeah, everything in my raps, it's the hustle, the grind, you know, the fashion, the money, the hate, the love, the bitches, the clothes. Like it's all, it's like you'll know if, you know, somebody's from South End.
Yeah.
Absolutely, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So I like to touch on too, because a lot of times music, movies, they glorify the streets and all of that, man. So I like to get like a message out of it at least, or at least try to get like your opinion. What's like the worst part about like the streets and the street life and all of that, man? What's the worst part about that?
The worst part about that is a lot of these kids, a lot of these rappers that well, for one, I'm gonna tell you straight up, a lot of these rappers, for one, they're rapping about environments that I grew up in, that I lived, that, no disrespect to them, they probably wouldn't last a day. Like, especially if you're getting involved in those things that they're doing and they're rapping about. I mean, even for me, when there were certain ages where I'm on call 24/7, running around, just doing what I gotta do, and that's not fun, bro. That's not fun, bro. You don't have freedom to go see a girl you want to see. You're like, you're not sleeping right. You're making some money, but that money's not like long, like that shit don't come with health insurance.
Right.
Like it don't come with a 401k retirement fund. Freedom is key. My pops always used to stress that. Nothing is more important than your freedom. Nothing you can do. So luckily, I would say at my earlier to mid-20s, I really started to realize, like, man, everyone's been bamboozled, bro. Everyone. If you grew up in any type of environment. Luckily, like I said, I mean, I was lucky because I grew up around, like, my older guards would have lit a fire into my ass if I was, you know, to get involved with certain things that these so-called OGs are encouraging the youth to do. And that's another big problem, bro. It's like there's no gold at the end of the rainbow, just jumping into things thinking like life is so sweet. Life is like it's worth nothing. Life is worth nothing, bro. And yet it's so valuable. So like I always stress that to my son. I will be the one to always make sure my son is not going to be involved in anything crazy. He's going to be an artist. He's going to be an entrepreneur. Look out for him. His name's Konsugo. He's the best. I'm proud of my son. I'm proud of my boy. He got a little album coming out. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely,
yeah, just
man.
It's all about the youth, bro, and you know, projecting positivity. Anyone can do it.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm trying to do now. I actually have a political album coming out. It's going to be called, you know, I'm sure you heard of urban renewal.
Yeah.
So in the sense of gentrification and everything, this is going to be called urban removal, because that's what they did to us.
Yeah.
So we got to let the kids know, yeah, they might have changed that store, and now it's a baby store. Now it's, they took out the corner store and now it's a wine cellar. Like, we got to let the kids know it's in your heart, man. I'm the last generation of South End that's like real South End. But who's to say the kid in Tent City who's 17 years old, he ain't real South End. He's still from Tent City.
Right.
He's still from Chocolate City, or this kid's from the Ville. Like, I mean, South End is always going to be South End. Everything is like, that's what history repeats itself. So everything's always going to be reformed, regenerated, recharged. And these kids, that's why I always say, like, my era of South End was when it was like really violent and this and that. But these kids are learning now. They're also learning you don't got to do dumb shit.
Yeah.
You can make money, you can work, get a hustle, get an LLC, get a trade. They're smart.
Absolutely.
They're very smart.
For sure. So what's like your favorite part about being like a dad in that whole journey, bro?
Man, everything, bro. I was so scared. I told the story before. When I first found out my son was coming, it was the day after Thanksgiving, and it was pre-pandemic. And I was about to go on a podcast just like here. I was in the Bronx. And my son's mother was like, she's emotional now because she's pregnant. And she's calling, she's crying, oh my God, because she just took the test again. And she really wanted to wait for me to get back and tell me in person. But I'm flipping out. Now, what the fuck? Tell me what it is, what's going on? We're having a baby. I'm like right before I go in the podcast. So the best thing in life was when I knew, that's how I know my son's special and how he's gonna be special, because when I was where hip hop created is when I found out he was coming.
Wow.
Think about that. That's kind of deep.
Right.
And I've had dreams of him coming. I used to tell my mom before the reveal, I'm having a boy, I'm having a boy. My mom would be like, now you're having a girl from all them girls you fucked over. Nah. I'm having a boy. And sure enough, I had a boy. So I know he's going to be special. He rapped on a few records. He's way better than me. Because when you look at like a 6-year-old kid, I mean, put it this way, I'm not even trying to boast. He was on the radio. Shout out to Jeff 2 times, legend. Almighty RSO, one of the most, probably the most legendary DJ in Boston. He was playing a record I did with my son when my son was 1 year old. He was so little. He was 1 when he recorded it. Barely 2 by the time he played on the radio. He's so little that when I'm on the radio, I'm like running to put him in the seat because, I don't have a radio. So I'm putting on the radio. Jeff's like, yo, get ready. It's 2 minutes. I'm going to play the record. So I'm bumping it, right? He's so little, it's like a baby.
That's crazy.
He doesn't even know what the fuck is going on. But he did it. He recorded it. So that's why I say he's already elevated me 1,000% because I've never done that. I can't be like, I was a baby when I was recording and I was on the radio. Jeff was spinning me a 1. Like, that's legendary shit, bro. Insomniac did a write-up on him, the magazine. He was a baby, bro. Like, you can't be a baby having Consugo, you the best. I know he's gonna watch this. Yo, you the best. Nobody's better than you.
That's
nobody.
Dope, man. Kid got a bright future for
Legend.
sure, man.
He's already a legend. Already a legend. He goes by Post, Prince of South End. So he's doing his thing, man.
So why don't you tell the people where they can find your music, find all of that? If they wanted to buy a vinyl, all of that stuff, you got a website or talk about that.
All you really got to do is Google Bugsy H. That's my artist name. You can find me on Amazon. There's a bunch of record shops, indie spots, little indie labels that resold and bought them. So you could buy the vinyls anywhere. My life story's in a book called Faces of a Neighborhood by a very renowned author, Lynn Potts.
Fire.
So my life story's in the book as a chapter. They can find me on there. And just Google Bugsy H. I'll pop up.
Absolutely.
That's all you got to do.
So
Bugsy H everything.
So what can the people expect moving forward from you, man? If they're paying attention, what can they expect in the cut and waiting?
You're going to start hearing a lot of Cage. A lot of Cage coming back.
Oh, wow. So what, like, what do you mean? Like,
So
older stuff?
For one, from me because Cage lives through me. So
Okay.
You're gonna hear Cage.
Okay.
You're listening to Cage right now.
Got you, yeah.
Cage is talking to you right now.
Fire.
But also, I got on release Cage because Travis County 1 was an album we did, and that's a long story about how that came. Like I said, it came back with the Atris. It was supposed to come back. So I haven't actually released Travis County because I'm still in my, Pinky the Brain taking over the world shit. I got to figure out the proper approach business-wise. But yeah, I got a lot of material with Cage. I got a lot of them. Turtle Soup. We did Travis County anniversary. Shout outs to Bronze, everybody that was on that. Turtle Soup broke 10 million content views.
Congrats.
10 million. Thanks. I mean, it's not no bread. It's just through Douyin is like the Chinese TikTok. So that's why I say once again, like what Bronze was saying, here he is dead, rocking 10 million content views, bro. I didn't like that's him, bro. That's not me. That's he was always the nicest, bro. That's why I was so honored to just to be a part of working with him and being his brother, one of the most loyal kids ever, man.
Absolutely.
Ever, bro.
So I guess before I let you go, man, any last words for the audience? Anything you wanted to touch on? Maybe we didn't get a chance to discuss, or just like I said, some last words, man.
Yeah, just same thing every day, bro. You gotta everybody that's listening, you gotta be positive in the negative times. And I know that's kind of cliche because it's like, how are you gonna be positive when it's a negative time? Right. That's the best time to be positive because being negative is a mindset. So if you're in a negative space and I don't know, man, you just lost one of your brothers, it's gonna be easy to say, oh, let's fall victim to alcohol. Yeah. Let's fall victim to this. I don't smoke no more. It's been over 2 years since I had a blunt. Wow. I don't drink no more. I mean, I have a little wine, red wine occasionally, but I don't indulge anymore because I don't need that to correlate anything. You understand? When you smoke weed, people, it's another thing too, everybody smokes weed, they're like, yo, this is for my anxiety. They don't realize that's giving them anxiety. Isn't that an amazing thing? You smoking weed to get rid of anxiety, and that shit's giving you the anxiety. Right. And I could speak firsthand because you should never be in like a star market and you think like the government's out to get you like in a star market, bro. Like, and I'm not saying like full out, but I'm just saying like, I've been in situations where like, you hitting weed, that's like, you don't really, it's crazy. So
I think it's one of those things too where every person has way different experiences.
Oh yeah,
with it too, and I think a big thing too is the tolerance thing too.
Yeah, I mean that's what me, bro. Like I used to have the illest tolerance. I would smoke 2 or 3 blunts. Now you take a few hits of shit, and like you don't know if you're gonna die. You breathing funny, your mind's cracked out. Like that's, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just like you know what I'm saying. Keep a positive mindset to whatever you do. And when negative situation that happens, when that wave hits you in life. All life is knowing how to get back up.
That's it.
How to get back up on your feet. When a wave hits you, right? If you don't get up fast enough, what's gonna happen? The wave's gonna suck you in and you dead. You gotta find that way to get up.
Absolutely.
To walk it off because there's levels to this. Like I've trust me, bro, I've suffered many nights, bro. I lost Cage and my grandmother in one day. Imagine that. You lose your best friend, your brother, and then you your grandmother died. Like I'm burying my grandmother. I'm not even done processing Cage's death. Yeah. It always happens like that. My aunt and another close friend of mine, Chris, got killed. Within that week, my ex-girlfriend left me. Yeah. So it's almost like it was supposed to happen. Like
it's like just to go back to that negative thinking and all that stuff. I feel like positive thinking, you might still get negative results, right? But negative thinking, you definitely get negative results.
Absolutely,
because positive thinking is a chance.
It's the energy you put out there, and I'll tell you this. I know it's like, it's just like cliche. Stevie Wonder, I have to say this. Stevie Wonder, what Mike? Boom. Stevie Wonder saved my life. Absolutely saved my life. If I didn't have Stevie Wonder in my life, bro, I would be talking to trees. I'd be in a fucking insane asylum. I'd be doing backflips off the Tobin. I'm for real, bro. Like Stevie Wonder saved my fucking life, bro. And once you really know, because it's like I don't even play my son Stevie Wonder, not because it's like, oh, he doesn't know. Stevie Wonder's explosive fucking shit, bro.
Yep.
Like you need to. I feel like you need to. I can show him like Sunshine and Love to certain songs, but when you really delve into songs like You and I, and if you really delve into Stevie Wonder, you have to experience layers of life and pain, not only to enjoy it,
Right.
but to say, wow, I don't need, that's my therapy, bro.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder, that's my therapist.
That's good.
Shouts to Stevie.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit different,
Shouts
man.
to
And I
Stevie.
appreciate you coming through, guys. Of
course.
H.
Thank you, Luke, for having me, man. This podcast is the illest in Boston.
Thank you, bro. I'm B. Luke, guys.
That's
This is the Bounce Back Podcast. Remember, it's what it is. What's next is what you make it. On that note, we're out of here. Peace.
Bounce back, ain't got a moment when they see you